Okay, here I'm going to show you a little bit about the setup of Photoshop. I just opened a couple of images using File and then Open. You can also open it directly from Lightroom by right-clicking on an image and saying Edit in Photoshop. Once they're open, so I have 3 images opened here, and you can see that by photo 1, 2, and 3, and you can alternate between one or the other. You don't have to open them all up separately and then close them. On the right-hand side, this is the layer panel, which is really important. This is the background layer, and I do not recommend ever editing on the background layer. What you're going to do is duplicate that layer. You are going to drag it down into the little icon on the left-hand side of the garbage can, and it says create a new layer. And another way of doing that is to click on it and just go Command J, and Command J is the shortcut for duplicating a background layer. On the left-hand side here, we have our move tool, which means that you can move your image. Okay. The next one is the selection. So a rectangular marquee, for example. If there's a little arrow here, it just means that you can hold it down and you have other options. So here we have our lasso tool, our quick selection tool, our crop tool, which is going to be important right away. There's some here that are very important to know, other ones that you will need to know later on. So you don't need to know it all at once. This is a very, very quick overview of Photoshop. Here we have all of our editing tools, like to remove spots and so on, like the spot healing brush tool. I'm going to be doing a tutorial on that. And the clone stamp tool, which is really important. We have our text tool, our shape tool. And then right here, these are used all the time. And that's the foreground and the background color tools, which is great to know. The other things that you really do need to know are, up here you have your menus, which are good to know, obviously, but there are going to be ones that are more important than others. And in the beginning, you really do need to know new. New is if you're creating a new document from scratch. If you click on it, you're going to be able to set, for example, if you want a 4x6, if you want a white background. But when you open it up, there will be no photograph there. You have to create, for example, if you wanted to do a poster or something. But otherwise, if you want to actually have a photograph opened and you'd like to edit it and you already have that photograph, then you have to go to File and then Open, as opposed to New. You don't need to do New very often unless you're creating something new like a poster or a layout. Finally, well, after you've done your edits, which I'm not going to be teaching you in this tutorial, but you need to merge your layers. Command E will merge it down, unless you're going to save it as a TIFF file. But if you want to save it as a JPEG, merge it down, and then you're going to go File and then Save As. Okay? Or if you opened it up from Lightroom, you could just click on Save. And then after that, you're going to X out of your photograph, and I haven't saved it, so I'll say yes, save. And then it's going to close down, and this is another photograph that I haven't yet saved. But that's basically the just an overview of how Photoshop is set up. And then there's a lot more to learn, obviously, about what it can actually do.